just as we get on to the final question, I got to ask, over the past 24 to 48 hours, or whatever's the one in the middle, I can't do math, uh, Stuttering John has once again publicly made a real shark sandwich out of something where he was in the process of WATP and the Shuley show. I think we're both going to co-finance Stuttering John coming on WATP. He was going to get paid pretty well.
How much?
Thousands. I've allegedly heard 12,000.
Wow.
Okay.
And then and all Carl, like he does well. Like he can afford that.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. So not only has Stuttering John backed out at the last minute, it's also been sort of revealed that through to his stupid planning, he's give away the fact that he was going to take the money and run. Oh no, and also with you. So basically, he could have.
He said he was going to take the money and not do the interview.
Exactly. So now the fucking idiot, instead of getting the money, he's just not done the interview and made no. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to rob you.
Yeah.
I want you to know that I'm going to rob you.
Hey, are you going to be home later on? I was thinking of prank calling you. You know, but
what a douche.
Joe Rogan's the greatest of all time.
John's the best creep of all time.
So since he's left the Stern show, I think he speaks about Howard Stern more than anyone ever. Where he's like the jilted lover who can't get over how fucking good life used to be, how hot the chick was, and now she's moved on with her big old muscular John Jones lookalike new guy. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
So talk to me about your experiences with Stuttering John, mostly since he's left. He left working for the Stern show, and what do you think of his? I guess you'd call it legacy now.
Well, look, John is a guy that will never be okay just being a normal person. He needs that attention, and he believes he deserves it. I wrote this years ago, and I meant it. I wrote it for him, but I didn't put his name on it. I said there are people that work there that after a while started to believe that they were a celebrity where they actually didn't know that they just worked for one. Howard was the celebrity. Stuttering John was not a celebrity. It was maybe I guess they call him like C-list or B-list or whatever. I mean, being on the Tonight Show, the guy did a great job with his career, but he's not Howard. And I knew that he couldn't stay away for as long as he did, which was the right thing to do because everybody was ripping on him. So he needs that attention, and he'll do that. He'll end up doing it. Watch this. He'll end up doing that interview for free by the end of the summer. No doubt. What do you think? What do you think, Chad?
I mean, stranger things have happened. I can absolutely see it. You know, they'll trick him or somehow he'll do it. But let me tell you something. You just hit on the head something that I've said kind of in the same vein, only being in there for such a short amount of time compared to what you've been. And this is not kissing your butt, but this is you are such a separate person compared to everybody else that I've ever talked to that was a part of that world. Because I said it on Hughezy's show, I said it on Radio Gunk, I said it anywhere I've ever been. When you get inside that world, in that bubble, there's this air that people take on that they think they are the Howard Stern show.
Right.
And John is the antithesis of that.
He's number one. Yeah.
And you are separate from that. You are just a regular dude who had a great job and you're thankful for it and you got great stories and you're a humble guy. And that's one thing I'll give you credit for. But thank you though. I can't believe you just said that because I've been saying that for years. There's this chip on everybody's shoulder, past and present, that just because they treat you like shit, they act like assholes just because of where they are and who they work for.
Yeah, and it's kind of disgusting. I mean, there's a couple of them that come to mind that, like some of it, it's really it's pretty gross, and you're very astute. So you spent your time there, kind of. I don't know if you had a pen and paper, but that you're very analytical, and you hit that one on the head, buddy.
Hey, I'm observant.
Yeah,
I'm there
apparently,
looking around.
yeah,
Kept my mouth shut. That was the whole thing. I stayed off the radar for a reason.
yeah. I'm with you, buddy.
Uh,
Yeah, that's a very astute thing to say.
what do you think about what was the reaction between the staff to Stuttering John once he left? Because I've heard Shuley say that basically he was blocked from contacting the show because he kept calling and calling.
That'd be a question for Chad because
He called. No, he still called when I was there because I was there summer 05, fall 05. He was fresh gone. He would call. They would put him through to Gary, and Gary would either do this, take a message, blow him off, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, he had this.
They had the little notepad next to the phone, right? Take a message, or he'd be like, "Put me through to Gary. Put me through. I got to talk to Gary now." And you got to, Gary would take the call. But no, they would put him through. But again, that was 05. So he had just left. He was fresh gone. So there wasn't that, like, I guess that bitter animosity that would build over the years.
Probably didn't start trashing everybody yet.
Right. And he was still kind of riding his high horse.
Exactly. Have you had many personal interactions with him recently, Casey?
I haven't seen him since we did a roast. That's funny. We did a roast about 6 or 7 years of this guy Mike Gillingham, who told the story about playing poker with Cumia and John. He went with John. Do you remember this story?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we all did this roast for this guy, right? And we were gonna, you rip on each other, and John decides to go last, and it was just so obnoxious. He decides to go last, and this room was, I mean, no one, if you haven't done stand-up comedy ever in your life, you could have gone up there and crushed. You could have got a standing ovation. People were there to laugh. It was the easiest room ever. Anything you said, people were going to laugh at. So John feels good. He's up there, and somehow he's going last. So I guess he feels that he has the headline because he's so special. So taken away from the guy's birthday that we were roasting, he goes and does his act for like an hour. Unfucking believable. I mean, it was just so arrogant, and that's not people weren't there for that, but it was a great way. He was getting laughs, and he was crushing just like everybody else did. Grillo crushed, Bob Levy's son crushed, and he did like an hour past time, instead of what we all were going to do is like we all going to do 15-20 minutes and to roast this guy, and he went on and did his own act. How special do you have to believe that you are to do something like that? Well, there you go. There's Don.
Does his name ever get brought up when you're talking to former show members about what he's become today?
Yeah, the people I would talk to, like Grillo came out not too long ago, and Grillo, I guess, we were having dinner, he was telling me some stuff, and some stuff he didn't want to say on the air. I'm like, why? I mean, but I'll let you tell. You should get Grillo on because he's got some stories, and he said it on other podcasts, but I told him I wouldn't say anything because he said, "Oh, we'll do, don't bring us because John's gonna get mad." But then I go hear another podcast, and he told the story he just told me. So, Steve, what are you doing? I'm gonna have to beat your ass in bowling now.
It's the worst thing you could possibly do.
Right. Hughezy, do you bowl out there in Ireland?
Sometimes, but the problems with bowling is I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
What you setting up? You set some kind of match with me if you come to the States or something like that.
Oh no, I'm very good at darts as well.
Okay.
I've never lost a game of air hockey in my life. and I mean that I'm unbeatable.
Are you talking about the one with the dome or the one with the little holes and the air comes up and it's a flat one?
Yeah.
Okay, because they used to have one. It was USA versus Russia. This is in the 80s, and you would twist the thing. It was almost like Chad. What's that? Foosball.
Foosball, yeah.
Yeah.
You got foosball in Ireland?
Yeah, but it just seemed kind of got boring after a while.
It's kind of yeah.
Yeah, because the problem, they took a lot of those types of things out of the bars over here, because everybody would be so drunk that they would just vomit on the new machine. So they're like, fuck it, give them a stick with a rope on it, and that'll be their fun, you know.